H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live, so the whole world get to see us. And it's Women Rock Wednesday. It's the day that we always, we celebrate women all the time, but today is just a special day. You know how you celebrate Christ all the time, but Christmas you celebrate him a little special. Well, some people do. But what's going on, man? It's Women Rock Wednesday. First of all, do you know what I'm going to start off doing? I got to go and see. I got to recognize our starting five. Starting five are the 5 people who signed into the Facebook feed, our YouTube feed, or the Chop Shop feed at the, first. They're the first 5. The first 5 in the day. Look at Mindy Collins, Madonna Johnson, Jessica Brooks. Man, let me tell you something. I don't even have to worry about women. Them women ain't playing today. They got y'all covered. Dude, it's one dude in there. I ain't going to call his name. I wish I could slide him out of there. But we got Mindy Collins, Madonna Johnson, Jessica Brooks, Sonia Billingsley, Karen Thomas, and the 6th person. Hold up. Let me find my 6th woman. Hold up. Let me find my 6th woman. Dale Griggs is in the building. Then Monte Cora, Tanya Thomas. I'm going to call out my lady. Y'all do me a favor. Let's share this show. I got something for y'all ladies. Share the show right now. And shout out to Sonia Billingsley. Shout out to Mindy Collins and Stacy Houston. I know they're not on the feed right now. But y'all got to understand, in our quest to grow the footprint of this show, we're going to start listening, and y'all be prepared for it. We're going to start having a lot of trolls on the show who'd rather interrupt than let the show keep, because this message that's going out across the world is helping people. Okay? It's helping people. Kids are getting in college. Things are going great. So always remember, we are gonna have trolls, and y'all just trolling. I can't sit in policemen all the time. My assistant policed one of them yesterday. I didn't learn how to do yesterday. You know how you say you're gonna do something, but in the heat of battle, you have to find out what happened in the heat of battle. And what you do is, I can't fight them. Y'all got to fight them trolls off. I got people on the sideline who will silence them and take them off the show. Because people don't understand. Let me tell you something. Did nobody do all of this for y'all to come on here and do all them crazy comments? No. You get a show and let us come on your show. I'll support it. But I'm not going to come and try to interrupt nobody's platform ever because I respect people. You follow me? So let's understand the more our footprint goes out there, the more trolls we're gonna get because people don't. What's up, Archie? Archie, you know I'm gonna get you. I ain't forgot about you yet. Hey, y'all, this is what Archie did to me. And he did it because Mindy Collins hadn't have said nothing. He wouldn't have did it to me. But hold on, let me see. I had messed around and said we when I was talking about the Cowboy. And he go, Mindy, we? What you mean, we? And look what Archie did, y'all, yesterday to me, man. Look what he did to me, man. Look what he did. Us. I said us. I said us. I'm sorry. I said us. See, I don't remember what I said. I said us. And look what Archie did to me yesterday. What? Let me tell you something. I'm gonna get him. Y'all don't understand. Tell him, hey, Archie, I know how to edit too. I got something for you. Don't worry about it. But y'all, this is a great day. It's Women Rock Wednesday. It's a great day. Let's share the show right now. Everybody share it right now because I want to share some stuff with y'all that I want. Hey, Dr. Newsom, I'm gonna give you a few minutes to come on because I want to share some stuff, y'all, especially to you women. You women, y'all don't understand the stuff that we make sure Jimmy and I and Chris and I. And first of all, shout out to my fantastic team, Chris Walker, Jim Hicks, and all the people who assist us on the show. Let me tell you something, man. Shout out to them. Because they doing this, we doing this stuff. We not missing a beat. I never forget. We left the radio station, and the next day, what's up, Trey Phillips? I got something for you too. The next day, we back on the air. I mean, it's just a lot of stuff behind the scenes. If y'all only knew the care that people take to make sure you can come for this hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, and put it on. So let me tell you something. I don't take it for granted. Shout out to Jimmy. Shout out to Chris, man, because these guys to be able to do this stuff constantly every day except Friday and don't miss a beat. It's unbelievable, y'all. Believe you me. Congratulations to Kendall Jackson. You know the young lady who Kendall, the golfer who going to Howard University. She first top 10 finish in just her second collegiate tournament. Her teammate Reese Wilson tied for a medal at this event. I don't know the name of the event. Daddy just sent me this information. Let me tell you something. This young lady, she ain't been in but 2 events, and golf is hard, ladies and gentlemen. You don't know how good you're gonna be from one day to the next. I'm telling you. Some days I'll come out there and shoot a 72, then the next day I come out there and shoot a 80, 82 or 85 or 86. I mean, it's just the golf is brutal. And guess what? We have to depend on the elements in golf. What if it start raining? What if the what if the wind start blowing 20 degrees from this way? You got to hit your ball over that. I mean, it's crazy. You have to rely on the elements. And a shout out to Issa Rae. Issa Rae. Let me put a picture of her. Make sure y'all know who she is. I want people to know. It's Women Rock Wednesday. That's her. I got another picture of her. That's her on the cover. This is her first interview as a newlywed. I like how she kept her stuff under wraps about her husband. Unbelievable. Issa Rae. This her first interview. She advocates for self-care in the magazine called Self. She advocating for self-care. Women, are you listening to me? Self-care. Take care of yourself, women. Please. We need you. Let me see. I'm just gonna give you some more pictures of her. Beautiful woman. She said something that was key, and I want to share this with y'all, and I hope it resonate with you. I'm gonna read it. She said something in this article. She said, and check this out. And shout out to my take Cora too. She sent me some this morning that just I was almost late coming on for the show because she sent me something that touched me, and I'm gonna talk about that in a minute. What's up, Thaddeus Moody? But Issa Rae, in her interview for Self Magazine, She said, in this age of social media, where I was an avid user, I would share so much of myself, of my friend group, and it was fun because I felt like it was just among my friends. The more I started to seep over out, the more I started to seep out, the more I felt like people took ownership of me and my decisions and things that I did. That's just not something that sat right with me. And I found that I don't like to be the subject of conversations that I don't initiate. There's just something uncomfortable about that. Y'all hear what that woman said? Y'all got to excuse me one second. I got to sneeze, I think. Did y'all hear what I just said? See, this is a form of social media. This show. Trolls can just call and get into the comments and just say any damn thing they want to. Right? Check this out. She said, that's not something that set right with me. Yesterday didn't set right with me. And I found that I don't like to be the subject of conversation that I don't initiate. There's something uncomfortable about that. Women, I picked that out just for y'all. See, I'm a private man. Up until Thaddeus Moody, you just becoming to know me. Thaddeus Moody, I never had social media. I never was active. Everything I had, Tanya, was private. I just did social media for my friends and family. But when I got on this show, they told me the need that I had to have the responsibility of opening up and giving myself to people. You right? You follow me? And so there's so much on this show, y'all, that this show uh, and this community, and I'm so grateful to be a part of this space and be a part of this community. But I got a reminder from Issa Rae. I got the reminder this morning from Mate Cora. I got a reminder about self-love. Self-love. A lot of times, especially if you were someone that grew up in the social media era. Thank you, Kevin Freidman. That background, that's whistling straight. I don't know what hole it is. But a lot of times, especially if you grew up in this social media era. Hey, Brandy, some of us grew up in reality where it was like private. You know, some of us grew up and we had a private life. We didn't have a life. We had a private life offline, right? We know what it is not to have social media. Kevin Freidman, Paul Miranda, some of us. One of the things I've seen is there are so many more messages that young people have to contend with as it pertains to self-value and valuing who they are and valuing the beauty and awesomeness that they bring to this world. This Women Rock Wednesday, self-love is so important. Brandy, it strikes me that's just something so necessary. It's so important and it's so necessary. It's so difficult to cultivate in a world where we are constantly online and you are looking for likes and seeking validation. from strangers, from people that we don't even know, Tanya. Where if you are engaged in a social media debate, hey Glenn Bishop, and folks are angry, upset with what you're saying, the chop shop, the onslaught of a potential negative messaging, which we don't tend to have negative. We don't pick up this show. I don't leave what I'm doing to come on this show for negative messaging. I don't care if it's your opinion. I don't. Jimmy don't. We don't get up every morning and say, man, let's go check out some negative messaging. If you don't have a sense of value, if you're not rooted on who you really are, that type of external validation and external criticism, usually from complete strangers who don't know nothing about you, can really have an impact on your self-worth to some people if you don't watch it. Women Rock Wednesday, I know I'm talking to somebody. And how you feel about yourself. It's easy to say. It's just the young people who have to contend with this. But we are wise enough to know that a lot of us, even if we didn't grow up with social media, a lot of us still seek validation from people who are outside of ourselves. I know it. Thank you, Dr. Newsom. Thank you. I know, Dr. Newsom, it's on you got to understand. I talk to people, I talk to women, I talk to men all over the world. From spaces and people that may not even have the capacity. We worry about spaces and people who don't even have the capacity to give us the type of love we seeking. I learned something, y'all. I want to share with y'all. I wish the young fella, Gary Carter, was on here because he don't. But in ancestral, not ancestral relationships in tradition African religion, I read this quote. Check this out, Ed Russell. I got to find it for you. I'm gonna send it to you, Rev. It said, the people that you want to be liked by don't even like themselves. Be mindful of destroying yourself for their approval. I might need to repeat that one. I already know. Hey, Kimmy. Y'all got to realize this show is a form of social media. That's why I always try to be positive. But the African, the quote, one of these traditional African quotes said, the people that you want to be liked by on social media, I'm just using social media, don't even like themselves. Be mindful of destroying yourself for their approval. And when I saw that, I said, wow, chop shop, that's a powerful thing. Because a lot of time we are seeking validation. Mark Edwards, this Women Rock Wednesday. I had this been in my loins, man, because I know, you got to understand, my sister, when I got my sister watching the show, my sister-in-law, my daughter, I got an awesome responsibility. I got people in Hollywood watch this show every day. That's why I don't have time for that bullshit some of y'all be putting on the feed. Because this show is headed places that you have no idea, but you're going to come along for the ride. Dude, God didn't put me and Jimmy and Chris in all these positions just for Houston. We love this, going to be our base forever. But guess what? People around the world, Need to know this. But hold on. Oftentimes we're seeking love from people who are seeking it themselves because they don't have the capacity within themselves to give it to themselves. Self-love, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, ladies, I'm talking to ladies right now. Listen to me. You are not too much to love. Even when the people you want to love you cannot. Ladies, you are not too much to love. Even when the people you want to love you cannot. Women, you're not too much to love. But these are two reminders that I want y'all to understand. It is so important to be able to cultivate a sense of self-worth and a sense of self-value, regardless of what the rest of the world say. Love who you are. I'm going to take a break. We're going to come back. Got some sports stuff for you. But let me tell you something. This Women Rock Wednesday, man. Share the show. Let me tell you something. Praying for y'all, ladies. Chop chop. We'll be back in a minute.
How are you going to be on the stage? How are you going to get from off the bench to on the floor? If you love basketball, you got to be passionate about what you do. You can't just play just to play.
If you really want it, you'll need to make sacrifices. You'll face doubt. You will fail. Whether or not you succeed, that choice.
How are you going to be on the stage? How are you going to get from off the bench to on the floor? If you
Picked up by Barnes. She drives right around her. Right baseline. Spinner in the lane. In and out and back in again. Swoops hits a long three. Swoops takes it inside. Great move by Cheryl Swoops. Swoops the board. Oh my goodness. Swoops long cross-court pass Cooper. In from the left. Scoops and scores. Garden swoops. Knocks it down. Cheryl Swoops.
She is always on time.
Swoops, the all-time leader in steals, has one here. And Swoops gives Houston the lead.
Swoops.
Welcome back, y'all. Just in case you forgot about how good she was, I just want to, that's an absolute legend. 1995, Cheryl Swoops became the first woman to have a signature athletic shoe. She's also the only NBA player in history to be the regular season MVP and Defensive Player of the Year 3 times. We cannot forget that she was 4-time WNBA champion. These stars put on she's just unbelievable, man. And I want to show y'all the young ladies who put on a show last night. What Trey Phillips and Chuck McGowan. I watched WNBA last night. I hope y'all, oh my goodness, unbelievable last night. I saw both games. What's her name? Ron Quayle. Y'all give me Ron Quayle's last name. I didn't put it in my notes, but she was. I got it somewhere in my notes. But she was Player of the Year. She played for the Connecticut Suns. Candace Parker team beat her. The Chicago team beat her last night. But these ladies, I got their information last night. Listen to me, y'all. I didn't know who we got. Brittany Griner, 24. Diana Taurasi had 20 in this game between the Las Vegas Aces and the Phoenix Mercury. But this girl, Kelsey Plum, oh my God. Hold up. Hey, ladies, do me a favor. Let me tell you something. If you got a guard, if your daughter's a guard, please tell her to watch Kelsey Plum. I think it's Kelsey. Please tell her to watch her. Oh my goodness. Y'all, I enjoyed the floor game of that young lady last night. Let me see what else happened. Asia Wilson. Y'all, let me show you how Asia Wilson walked. Look what she did when she came in. You know how they have their walk into the arena, the fashion walk into the arena now. Look what she had on. And Cheryl Swoops tweeted her back, y'all, and said, girl, I like you in that thing, but I'm glad. And girl, guess what? I'm glad you got them feet done. I hope y'all can see them. Okay, you can see them above my name. Look what she wore, Asia. Don't she look stunning? Don't she look stunning? Las Vegas, and she balled last night too. I guess if you're coming there looking like that, great outfit, man. It would look better if we didn't have to wear masks no more. You know, look better. Let me see who else I was talking. But that Kelsey Plum, I don't know if y'all know about that. And the Vandersloot. Oh, wait a minute, hold up. Tracy Plum was like that at the University of Washington under coach. Let me tell you something, man. She got some stuff, man. With this, she's a wizard with that ball, man. I'm sitting there saying, hey, y'all, excuse me. Either way, Trey, I know she was good when she went over there and won at the Olympics at 3-on-3. I said, okay, I'm gonna watch it. But when she did them girls like this last night, I can't wait. Great series. So y'all, let's remember now we supposed to support the WNBA and who else would the Vandersloot, a lady in the Quigley, and I think they married. And help me, they married. Her girlfriends on the same team, on Chicago team. Help me with it, Phillips. I think it's Courtney Vandersloot and Allie Quigley, and they were excited to see. Candace Parker was excited to see last night. But y'all, I just had to share that with y'all last night. But this morning, right before I came on the show, and I don't like the, because I don't have a chance to study stuff, so I don't like to. Somebody sent me some. Mate sent me something, but on CBS this morning, they had. That's why I'm talking about self-love. They had Dee Richards. You know that's my favorite. The young lady who got me to watching college basketball. Dee Richards at Baylor. Who had the injury and fought back, and now she played for she played for the New York Liberty. But her, Kevin Love, and Brandon Marshall was on CBS this morning, and right before I came on the show, I almost was a little late, but I watched the video of them, and let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. You all are the fans of these players and the supporters of these players. Let me tell you something. You remember what I was talking about earlier? Self-love. Brandon Marshall told his story. Anger disorder. He didn't know how to cope with stuff that didn't go his way. He got COVID. He said it was crazy because he had anxiety because he had to be isolated and he just wanted his wife to come in there and hold him, but she couldn't because he was isolated. You know, Kevin Love just talking about his journey. You know, it's documented. But Dee, she said something and had a tear come to my eye. Women Rock Wednesday. She says, a black woman, you're taught to swallow that and be tough. She said, I can be hurting. Black woman can be hurting right there in front of your face. And you ask her, is everything all right? And she gonna say, yeah. But on the inside, let me tell you something. When people want, that's why I said Women Rock Wednesday should be the most viewed and the most commented on show every week. Because every last one of you dudes came from a mama. Unless you was hatched. It taught me something, you know. When I talk to my daughter, when I talk to my women friends, I'm gonna say, I just really want to know, are they all right? Yes, I'm a protector. Yes, I do everything for them. But you know what? Thank you again, my tape, because girl, you had me. I'm telling you, you had me. I was teared up before I came on the show. Yes, I know I told y'all I was had to sneeze, but yeah, still came out too. Most powerful, the most powerful human being God ever put on earth is a woman, especially a black woman. The stuff she had to endure. Last night, it's a show on Oprah Winfrey did a show like Sisters Speak last night. I taped it. I haven't had a chance to see it. Can't wait to go back and watch it. Shanquetta, see, you just made me go back and think about that wonderful mother I had. She's gone on to be with the ancestors. I never seen her cry. I never seen her cry. Powerful woman. Dad died when I was 12. Mama was an entrepreneur, owned restaurant, on supper clubs, where the guys used to come on the chitlin circuit to come to Memphis. They had to go eat at my mom's restaurant, or the band plays in her place. Powerful woman, man. I didn't realize, because I'm a little boy. I don't know how powerful she was. It's a woman. Remember, my dad died when I was 12. It's a woman running this. Just she's blessed to have a lot of kids. My brothers and sisters are older, and they helped her. But it's just Women Rock Wednesday, y'all. It makes me think about my mama. It makes me think about my daughter. It makes me think about my sister. That's why I'm so passionate about it. That's why I'm so passionate about it, man. Y'all rock. Y'all rock every day with me. And what we don't understand is sports. And Dee Dee said people think that Dee Dee Richards said people think that she's a robot, that the athletes are robots. I know some people in this community. A guy get hurt. Man, he been out for 3-4 weeks, man. It ain't but an ankle injury. Evidently, you ain't had an ankle injury. Because Robert had a guy who had several. Know that every bone in your body, this big ass head, all of this goes and the ankle supports it. I'm going to repeat that. Everything in your body, that heavy body, no matter how heavy it is, the ankle supports it. And you going to say, man, it ain't but an ankle injury. Then some people say, oh, you got the money. You get paid to go through this bull crap. Success is not immune to depression, ladies and gentlemen. Remember, during this pandemic, I was saying, talk to your kids. Watch depression, especially for basketball that you put on. Talk to them. But man, if I don't do nothing else, I learned today, and I hope you fellas learn today. Make sure the women in your life is all right. I know you send them through stuff. I know you do all that old crazy stuff, dude. Come on, dude. Yes, my man too. But let's take care of our prized possessions. Then I think about this young kid. Yes, yeah. And this, I didn't mind. I didn't mind. I didn't mind. I was thinking about this this Dallas Cowboy team that's winning. What Paul Miranda? Paul Miranda, you want to talk about Dallas Cowboys, right? This what scares me about the Dallas Cowboys. This is what scares me about them. Lyle Collins, star offensive lineman, man. I think he did one of the dumbest moves a Cowboy ever did. You know, he got tested positive for drugs. Dallas Cowboys. I'm gonna tell you why. Check this out. One of his players. Oh, girl, Vanessa, I'm glad you're back. Queen Sugar. Oh my God, I'm loving Queen Sugar. Well, hold on a minute. Let me talk about this dude here first. Lyle Collins. He already is on suspension for in the drug program, right? The Players Association goes and negotiated from 5 games in Nissaville to 2 games. They gave him 5-game suspension, and they had cut it to 2. But Anissa, guess what they found out? He went and tried to bribe the drug test person. It got caught, the person told it on him. Anissa, Tanya, Mindy, Shanquetta, Kimberly. He couldn't have a woman like y'all in his life. Paul Miranda, that's why Stephen A. Smith said an accident waiting to happen. You're trying to drug the drug test lady. Bribe the drug test man, whoever. What did he tell him? Man, you know that new Tesla your wife been wanting? Yeah, you can get that. What did he tell him? Kimberly Jackson, what did he tell him? Lyle Collins, offensive lineman. That's what I'm talking about, Kim. For the Dallas Cowboys. Oh, baller. A baller. Now, don't get it twisted. But he's in the drug program. Couldn't play last week. So, Kim, they just gave him a 5-game suspension. Then they negotiated down to 2. And then they find out he tried to bribe the drug tester. Then they put him back up to 5 on his ass. Unbelievable. But back to Nissaville, I know it's women. Nissaville, I love, you already know I love Queen Sugar. And you know Charlie, that's my girl. I love the storylines. Who's that director? Who's the director in the showrunner? I know it is in my head. Who's the director of Queen Sugar? God, come on, y'all. Y'all help me. Come on. I know y'all doing it. Who is the director? Who is the lady? Who is the boss lady? It's not Ava DuVernay, is it? Is it? Which one? Oh, it's Ava. Okay. So I say, okay, I knew it. Okay. Y'all, I ain't never trying to tell y'all to watch no TV, but tape it. You got to watch Queen Sugar, man. Oh my God. And all the fellas just back up because Charlie's mine. Me and that dude, whatever the dude with her husband on there. That's it. I love that Charlie. Charlie make the show. But then, hold up. Paul Miranda. What that is booty? Boy, they got a little cougar action going on there. This lady covering everything, Monte. Yeah, they got, they got Anissa. They got listen, y'all. I don't care if y'all haven't seen it. You should have saw it. They got the instructor, the professor at the school, messing with Charlie's son, right? And the little boy that got all sprung of the oldest lady. Oh yeah, I know Nova. I love Nova too. I know, but Nova went on and messed with the police, and I ain't like that. I ain't like that about Nova. I like her, but I love. Listen, I put it like this, Tanya. I like Nova, but I love Charlie. Hold on now. Kevin Freitman, beautiful instructor at the school. I mean, this is just right up my alley if I was a young cat. Oh, my God. Hey, she go over there and sprung the little boy, Michael. Thank you. Sprung little Michael. Little Michael come back trying to bring some flowers. She said, baby, player. Don't be bringing me no flowers. Hold up. Don't be acknowledging my birthday. That's an emotional attachment, young fella. I told you. This was just, it is what it is. I said, oh my goodness. Charlie gonna whoop that woman's ass. Boy, Charlie better not never. What channel? It's the OWN channel. It's Oprah's channel, Paul Miranda. Hey, Corey, Ralph Angel not weak. Really, is he? Yeah, kinda. You're right. Hey, hold up, Corey. Lil Prosper got a little action the other night. Man, I'm just loving this show. Y'all got to know. I take that thing. Yeah. What's up, Michael Jordan? Hey, man. Prosper, the old man, got a little action last night. Let me tell you something. I just love this show. But Anissa, I want some women to chime in what Corey just said. I'm going to put Corey's stuff. Corey, I'm going to put you on the screen, baby. Corey, I'm sorry. I love you, Corey. But you know when you say something, this woman rock wisdom, man. You better watch what you be saying. Hold up. Women. Is this right? Are the men or Hollywood weak? Y'all help me. Ralph Angel do cry a lot, but hold up, man. Oh, hold on, man. Hold up. I'm done with y'all. Thank you. I love that. I love that Kimberly Jackson. I love that Kimberly Jackson. She said, Ralph Angel's a whole man. Hold up. Ralph Angel got to put his pride aside. Hey, let me tell you something. Yes. That's his wife now. He don't understand. That's his helpmeet. His helper fit for him. Oh, Mindy, it's off the chain, Mindy. It was better than watching the Astro won last night, not Ken Lofton. Ken Lofton, don't say nothing. Ken Lofton, Mindy gonna get you, man. I'm glad they won last night. Hey, Mindy, how about them Astros? I like the Astros now. Hey, okay. Thank you, Tanya. Tanya said, Corey, lay down. Hollywood is far from weak. Yeah, I don't think Hollywood weak. He just dealing with a crazy-ass woman, man. So he got to vibe kind of crazy now. So he got to navigate around. See, let me tell you something. A man ain't got to be no goon all the time, man. You don't have to choke her. Just to let her think you might choke her. Hey, hold up. Oh, yeah, all these men black. Yeah, every man, all these men black. We ain't talking about, yeah. It was one black one, Rick. I'm going to help you out. Nova was messing with the white police officer. That happened. But she dropped him like a hot potato, though. Oh, I'm just, he cry every week. Corey, I just cried on the, I just cried a little tear. Corey, thinking about my mama. Let's see what else happened. Let me see. Mindy, congratulations. Yeah, Astros. Hey, see what I told? Hey, Ken Lofton, look what happened. I said, Mindy said, who your team? Hold up. Wait a minute. Aunt Vi is a Cougar too. Oh, Michael Jordan. See, Michael Jordan, you beat me to that one. Aunt Vi got a look. So it's been some Cougar action in this thing all the time. I just wasn't paying no attention. Cause Hollywood got a whole soul. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. Let's go Yankees. Yeah, I'm cheering for the Yankees too. I'm cheering for the teams I like, y'all. I mean, and the players I like. I would rather have a man cry than to punch me. Yeah. Yes, sir. But I think that, thank you, Anissa. Because, hey, y'all, if y'all just new to the show, long time ago, me and Anissa used to talk about this. And we got away from it. And guess what? We used to talk about Queen Sugar. So, and we got away from it. And let me tell you something. And thank you, Anissa, for bringing it back up to me. What NFL? Hold on. What you got there, Thaddeus Moody? Thaddeus Moody got something. Thaddeus Moody, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to bring it up on the screen. Richard Sherman's joined. Thank you, Richard Sherman. Hold up, Thaddeus Moody. Let me see if they got. If I can see what you just. Okay, let me see. Can I? They gonna give me a tweet. Yeah, Richard Sherman gonna sign with my boys. Oh, breaking news. Okay. That is Moody. Who is this girl? I've accepted a new job with the NFL International as manager of international content strategy. My job will be to brand football and the NFL to international fans and audiences. I'm excited to help share the sport I love with new fans around the world. Emily Wirtz. Wow. Look at little Emily. I would have put the picture up there for you, but let me see, can I get a little Emily? Put a little Emily. It's Women Rock Wednesday. Let me take care of little Emily. Y'all can't. I ain't gonna have y'all mad at me about little Emily. Let me put a picture up there. What y'all say about Pacquiao? Y'all better watch out talking about Pacquiao. Somebody on here love boxing. Oh, I can't find it. Young lady Emily what her name? What it works? She I don't know it. Thank you for that news, Thad Moody. And what else I got? I got something else for y'all. It's Women Rock Wednesday, right? Can I humor with y'all with something? Oh, and that Oprah show I was talking about last night is called Speak Sister. Speak Sis. And I think it came on last night too. Last night after the show, Queen Sugar. It's called Sister Speaks. I know I had it in my notes somewhere. Hold up, I got something else for you. Got something else. I want to. You know what? I thought about what Chris Walker was telling me yesterday. Chris Walker talking about influence and importance. You might be important in your son's life, but somebody else might have influence on him. I think that was one of the greatest. That was a profound statement, and great show yesterday. But I got something else I want to show with y'all. I got football player, young man named Aaron Love, from Utah. It happened a few days ago, but haven't had a chance to share it with y'all. He was shot and killed at a party Sunday night in Salt Lake City, Utah. Salt Lake City is one of my favorite places to go ski. I got first place I ever learned how to ski, and so I always have affinity for that place. But this same guy was the recipient of the Ty Jordan Memorial Scholarship honoring his high school friend, Utah running back Ty Jordan, who was killed in a shooting last year. Low switched his number from 22 to 22 to honor Jordan. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. I think we need to check on that one. That's the young guy. He said, I want to make sure your legacy lives through me. That's his friend that got shot. He said, I would wear this year to honor my best friend, Ty Jordan. And then almost a year after he gets killed in Salt Lake City. Y'all got to remember, Salt Lake City, I don't know if you ever been there, ain't too many people look like us there. I think we need to take a look at that one. And I wanted to share this. Yes, I love to ski. That is Moody. Oh my God, I love. No. I love to ski. I don't like to snowboard. I love to ski. Kim Jackson said she can't wait to Sunday's. Jalen. Oh my goodness, yes, Jalen Ramsey versus Hopkins. Okay, yes, I can't wait to see that. But y'all, I saw. I'm trying to wait on Jimmy and wait on Chris. I mean, I think Jimmy is dealing with with this Super 16. He coming because I know he got some. Matter of fact, let me text him right quick and just see what he got. He usually texts me and say, I'll be there. But today, him and Chris just said, hey, forget. They just, Women Rock Wednesday. They said, how do you love the women, I guess? Hold up. Let me see. You coming on? Just want to make sure. Because I know during this week. What's up, Paul Miranda? Paul Miranda, where you been? You talking about a lot of snow up there. Where you been? I just, I wanted to share something with y'all too that I want us to be aware of. Okay, it's another thing. I'm glad this Women Rock Wednesday. Let me get this. It's a disinformation campaign out here in the world. Okay. People believe that everybody is lying to them. Oh, that's Jimmy right there. See? Boy, y'all didn't get it. I was finna, I had something. Hey, Landon, you make sure you on the show tomorrow. I got something for you. There you are. Dude, I was finna crank it up again, baby. Jimmy, I was finna crank it up again. Boy, you caught me mid-sentence. What's going on, man?
What y'all talking about?
Oh, man, listen to me. We ain't talking about nothing that you had on your list. I promise you have. You know, I know stuff that's not gonna be on your list. So I just really was a shout out to the women today, and talk to them and tell them about self-love and what else? Talk a little about La'el Collins. So you don't have to talk about the Dallas Cowboys accident waiting to happen, dude. I mean, that's crazy. Talk a little bit about him. Talk a little bit about Jimmy. We talked about Queen Sugar. And I know you probably...
Hey, man, what did happen? Hey, man, you know what? You can't, if you understand, if nobody in your family ain't never been to the joint, then you won't understand what Ralph Angel is wrestling with. I just put it like that. If nobody in your family ain't never been to the joint, then you probably won't understand. Because you'll be looking at TV and like, what the hell are you doing? It's a lot of things.
The first show started, he just got out of the joint.
Yeah.
With the first show.
Back in the day.
Yeah, back in the day. The first show, he was getting out of jail. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jimmy, I just had this. Some people might not know what the joint is. Jail. But keep going. Everybody ain't been to the joint, Jimmy.
They're thinking about rolling one up. I mean, and you know, understand something. Ava DuVernay, this was brilliant in attacking certain things, and what she's attacking.
She a brilliant.
Understand? They attacked COVID.
Yes.
For a lot of time in this season, they attacked elderly people in relationships. They attacked. They touched on paperwork and getting your orders in order, your affairs in order in case something happened to you. Remember, if what his name kinfolk who got
Prosper. Oh, Prosper.
Prosper.
Yes.
Understand?
Yeah.
Remember they attacked. Remember Aunt Vi took care of Ralph Angel's son, like many of you have took care, and all of a sudden when stuff hit the fan,
and thank his husband.
She messed up and slipped up and said, "That baby as much as mine as yours." That's the worst thing you can say to black folk. So they touched on that. They touched on, understand? They touched on and this thing right here.
No, Jimmy, they touched on cougarism.
They touched on that too. Guess what? Raise your hand if you ever thought you had a chance with one of your old teachers back in the day. Right now, if you ever thought you had a chance, a shot.
Jimmy, I'm raising two. Jimmy, I'm raising 2 hands. Wait a minute. I need to raise everything I got.
So think about it. This kid, listen, the son ain't in middle school. He's in college.
No.
He's in college. That happens more than you would ever believe.
I love it.
Hold
up, Jimmy. My mama didn't like it. My mama did not like it at all.
Dude.
She didn't like that at all.
I'm telling you something. So remind me to tell y'all a story about one of my nephews.
No. Ain't no telling what happened.
But one of the things I wanted to touch on that I want to bring and open the blinds on. You guys might have missed this when she touched on this with Ralph Angel. Often guys that been to the joint, you can't help at some point in time. You like when I say that. At some point in time, you can't help, right? But let me fix this thing right now. I'm fixing it right for you. Hold on. There we go. No, I couldn't see my stuff. I got it now.
Oh, okay.
At some point in time, that person is going to see somebody that they had to ride with back in the trap when they was on vacation.
Okay.
So remember in last week's episode.
But Jimmy, hold up, Jimmy. A lot of us saw that, but we didn't pull out of that. You done pulled
exactly.
a whole.
I'm telling you how it goes.
I got you.
And let me tell you something. And that's why, and you might have noticed why the other Aunt Vi's husband, Hollywood, how he looked when he said, after the dude said, "Where did y'all meet at?" He said, "We met in prison." Hollywood eyes look up like,
yeah.
And they didn't tell you why he looked like that.
Yeah.
But Hollywood, if you don't understand, Hollywood been gone. He's the OG in the show. So Hollywood have been gone to the joint before as well. So Hollywood knows
what's happening,
what could happen,
right?
If you run across a person that you was locked up with, and they don't pass the smell test. That means either two things gonna happen. Either if y'all start hanging, you gonna influence him to do right, or he's gonna influence your ass to do wrong. One of the two. And that's where we are in this show.
Oh, yeah. Jimmy, that girl, Ava DuVernay, man. I'm just, like I said, hats off to It's Women Rock Wednesday. Yeah. Let Ava DuVernay, oh my goodness.
Man.
Yes.
So,
but thank for those joint soliloquies. Because guess what? Y'all keep on sharing. I just hope I never had to go to the joint. So I thank y'all for serving and telling me about the journey.
That journey ain't for nobody. That journey ain't for nobody over 30. It ain't. It ain't for nobody over 30.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Now, if you're under 30, you got time to get your mind right. You still got time. You can go to school. You can do stuff. Anytime. Anybody over 30, moving around. Over 30, you ain't really feeling like squabbling. So I mean, you got to be prepared to squabble every damn day. So I mean, it's just certain things you ain't. It ain't for nobody.
Kim Jackson, man. Look what Kim Jackson put on there. Let's talk about sugar daddies. It ain't no sugar daddies on the show. Hey, Jimmy, by the way, you didn't bring this, Jimmy. Did you know Hollywood is a part of the cougarism too? Ain't Vibe old enough to be his grandmama?
Wow.
See, we didn't think about that.
He old enough to be who grandma?
Ain't Vibe his old enough to be his mammy? At least his mama.
Who, Hollywood?
Yeah.
No, man, Hollywood.
Ain't hell no. Ain't Vibe old as hell, man. Hollywood a youngster. Yeah.
Ain't Vi the younger sister of Ralph Angel's daddy.
She
Of his
just younger than Ralph. Glenn Thurman was 100 years old. He what? So his wife, my sister had to be at least 80.
Hey, and we got at the top of the hour. We are at the top of the hour. And of course,
Yeah.
now it's time to get on up in this thing. And
Look
they
at Marissa.
tripping on
Marissa,
them.
cut that out, man.
What she say?
She said, I'll be Ralph Angel. Marissa,
we
your
got some
husband
old,
might be watching
we
this
got some
show.
old freaks in here, though. Freaks come out on Wednesday, though.
No, she just told the truth. I ain't mad at Marissa though. But dude.
So here we go. And we got breaking news.
What we got?
And out of DFW, huge news, and that is the UIL has voted unanimously to deny Anthony Black eligibility
to go
for
to
his 12th grade season at Duncanville High School.
Wow.
Now they're going to appeal this decision, and of course in Austin. But that is, let me tell you, and that's one of those situations where everybody that's inside of the loops of basketball, they this was one of those transfers that wasn't. It was on the up and up. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying? It was because if this is the case, he could have left there last year and transferred to Duncanville, right? Yeah, he could have left last year.
Mm-hmm.
And let me make sure my Bluetooth's out so that makes so no echo.
That's why I put this on so we can cut it out.
So I got so I hope everything works out right. I hope Anthony is eligible to play for the sake of Texas. For the sake of Texas, that team had won state technically 3 years in a row, and I don't know. First of all, there's Class 6A, so that means you're in different territory, and there's never been a 6A just started a few years ago, so there's never been a team nevertheless won back to back to back, but have never won 4. When is the last 5A team that's won 4 consecutive state championships? I'm curious about that. And you got one of you guys maybe look it up. And I just hope he's able to play, man.
Jimmy, what do you think happened? Something happened.
Well, that's how it happens. They see him come in and don't know. But, the mom did move into Duncanville zone. Okay. The mom moved, and it was not for basketball purpose.
Right.
That's the thing. And you're accused let's give you some teachable moments because people might understand transfers. When you transfer from public schools to public schools, generally, especially in the state of Texas, there's a sheet of form, a PAPF form, right? And this form has to be completed by your previous school that you attended, that you played at. Well, that coach has to complete that form. And in one of the boxes they must check is they ask, do you think John Doe, Jane Doe transferred for athletic purposes? That's the key. If that person checks yes, then automatically there has to be what they call a district executive committee meeting. They call it DEC, DEC, District Executive Committee. That DEC hearing will take place, and it's normally every school in that athletic district, not the school district, but the athletic district, meaning whatever district you compete in when you play your district games, every school has an administrator that's supposed to be present during that hearing. Your school is exempt from voting in that particular hearing. If I'm not mistaken, if one of you guys as a high school coach, correct me if and when I run off the road on this. I'm trying to, from far as my intel on deck hearings, I've sit in on a few of those before. Now, here's the deal: the majority in that hearing, it's just like kangaroo court. Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, they sit there and everybody gives their sides. Remember, you have been accused of, before you sit down at the table, you've been accused of transferring for athletic purposes. That's the key. It's not so some people say, well, they moved over there. Well, somebody has determined that you did it for athletic purposes. You get the opportunity to prove that you did not. And sometimes what you say and how you answer certain trap questions, and for a parent, they only go through this one time in their life. If you just, think about it. So this thing is very complex because it indirectly involves the head coach of Duncanville. And I haven't spoken with Coach Peavy. I know it's hurt. I know that it has to hurt because I just put it like this. Coach Peavy, Anthony Black, Coach is a part of Coach Peavy's family, so to speak, right now. Everybody knows that. But Coach Peavy has went out of his way to kind of let the mom handle that part because they're not officially unionized by the law of the state of Texas in matrimony, so to speak. So until the end, he's doing what a guy was like, look, man, that's not my, because Anthony Black has a biological father. Now, did he speak at the hearing? I'm curious to know. I don't know. I hope, boy, if he did, what did he say? So those, but once again, the appeal would normally take place within a month. That means they would schedule him a date to go to Austin, and they would drive to Round Rock, Texas. They'll meet at the Marriott Courtyard in Round Rock, and they have that was before COVID. I don't know how they do it now because of the COVID. They might have a new spot, but it used to be the Marriott Courtyard in Round Rock, Texas. You walk in there into one of those banquet rooms, and you in there you have maybe 4 or 5 cases on the docket before lunch, 4 or 5 after lunch, and that's how they rock. But that's pretty much giving you guys on how they go. You got to pay $100 for the appeal, and the odds are on that appeal case, those appeals in UIL, I think the federal conviction rate is like 93% in federal court. Well, the UIL appeal rate is probably greater than that.
I remember you telling me that.
The odds that you're going to go there and get something overturned is probably 98%. So understand, odds are really stacked against you. And when you walk in that room, you can
Jimmy Landon said you're not in the room no more. It's via Zoom now.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah.
That's worse.
That's worse.
Because a person can't feel you
right
in the room. If you're doing your theatrics, they can't feel you. That's worse.
Let me ask you a question, Jimmy. Why is that the case? Why is it so difficult? If you're trying to do what's in the best interest of kids, why is it so difficult? I'd like to get one of those people on the chop shop and sit there and tell them, you tell me you're in it for the kids. You tell me that if a parent moves, like it's always every coach is going to complain and say it's going to be for athletic purposes. But if that means if that kid left his school and moved to that school, he'd have a better chance of getting a scholarship. Why would you stand in the way of that if you're for the kids?
In the state of Texas, and as you know, like in elections, Chris, we think primarily, we think Dallas, we think Greater Houston, we think ASAC, which is Austin, San Antonio, clean. Those are where the vast majority of the population dwells in the state of Texas. However, that's a fraction of the square mileage that occupies the state of Texas. So my point is that are represented on those panels. And in Texas, most of your small towns feel some kind of way. That's why Texas has been so far behind the curve of getting their shot clock. Because the small schools are adamantly against that. They love to be able to hold the ball if they want to. They call it old pure basketball.
Okay, I'm with you on that. But let's push. Hey, Rick Wilmore, what's up? I know you mad about them Cowboys, but let's move beyond that about the shot clock. I'm talking about helping kids. See, this. Let's elevate the conversation beyond talking about shot clocks. Let's talk about why is it that in this state that we allow that to continue to happen? Because we can change that. The people can change that. Why is that we allow these people to be judge and jury on who gets to move? Like it's going to be like college basketball, where we got to make sure they sit out a year. We got to make sure they don't play to protect the neighborhood, to protect some of these schools who don't even know what a 48H form is. Some of these counselors who don't even. I mean, it amazes me. So what? They can win district. What about the kids and the parents? I've known situations where a parent moved because they couldn't afford to live somewhere, had to move to another neighborhood, and they say no. I mean, like it's ridiculous. So I'm off this notion of small town crap. There's small towns all over America, and Texas is not the only state that does not use a shot clock. So let's kill that excuse, because they do it in football. They find a way to pay for it in football. The bottom line is we got who running these boards, and we need to get the people. It needs to be more collective of the people that represent the state of Texas, a very diverse state, and stop letting these old guard run the show. That's what needs to happen, Jimmy. The same way, Jimmy, and you know this more than I, when the NCAA is rapidly changing the rules where now they get a piece of the summer money. They get to run events now. They get to make money now. If Texas wants to be the big dog that says, you know what, we don't believe in that kind of stuff. How about don't take the money? Don't take the money at all. Don't take the money. Don't do the events. But they still do them. So they're participating in helping, but they only choose to participate when they want to. And I think that's ridiculous that we allow that to happen and no one criticizes them, Jimmy. It's crazy to me. It's BS, man.
And I wonder
why. You got
why.
people that live in the military. Had it 1 second. They've had military stuff where people had to move, and all time they'll come with, for every 3 or 4 that's probably got a situation where, it's probably. And here's the thing, they make the rules so hard so nobody tries. You know what I'm saying, Hatter? Instead of the 4 or 5 that may be trying to slip by, there may be 200 legitimate ones. It's ridiculous, man.
I'm with you.
Texas is something else, man.
But Chris, you said the people need to think about doing that. What's the first step that the people? Because think about it, these people say, I ain't got but a year with this. I don't have the people who gonna try to fight the system. Their kids gonna be out of school in a year. So who would you propose would be able to fight the system? Because these parents here gone. Like these parents, once their kid graduated, they don't care about nobody else's kid no more. You follow him? Like with Anthony Black, in other words, when Anthony Black graduate, his mom ain't gonna even think about this stuff no more. So
not unless you got another kid. right behind him.
Okay, but I'm just okay. So how do we? Most people don't have another kid behind them. How do we? What do we go? Because in most mamas, it's just a one-shot deal. So
Well, then how?
okay,
No,
I'm sorry. And the reason
One-shot
I
deal.
say that is because of the players in the NFL. They don't want to fight the owners because what? They said my career is so short. So if I strike and not show up for a year, I don't get but 3.5 years. That's the average lifespan of an NFL player. I don't get but 3 years, Robert. So I'm gonna take one of those years without pay.
But
You
how
know what I'm saying?
No, I'm with you. And how does anything ever change if that's the case? The rules are rapid. Things are always changing. You know what I'm saying? Always changing. There's stuff changing the collective bargaining agreement. You know that better than I do. Now it may move at a snail's pace, but things change. You know, all of a sudden the basketball players are now getting royalties. Well, the guys before didn't get that. That's why those salaries are exploding. They're revenue sharing now. That didn't exist 20 years ago.
No, my question was what can you give somebody practical step? What do you think parents and people need to do? That's all I was trying to.
Again, I'll say it again. We'll talk about in the lens of college basketball. People have the same scenario. How many parents actually have a Division I player? Very few. Mm-hmm. Very few end up with a Division I player, right? Yet the rules have changed. The rules that now, again, it's taken a long time. The people have to fight against this stuff. You know, for instance, how about summer coaches? How about high school coaches that know it's a ridiculous rule? And there may be a subset of parents that are coming up that's seeing this and may like, yo, if I don't like where my kids are going to school and I want to be able to change schools, why should I be able to do that? Why am I being penalized because I move area codes? And people like, well, like I'm looking at Angel, well, they just shouldn't be able to change school. You can change jobs whenever you want to change jobs. Anytime you want to change a job and think it's better for your family, you can do it whenever you want. Mm-hmm. So why, it's the same thing. Why do we not allow kids to do it when parents move? They're like, you know what? I want something different for my kid. I don't like the education there just because I'm zoned there. I want to move over here. Well, you can't move over there. He can't play. What? What kind of mess is that? How are you in it for the kids when you're doing that? And we're talking about high school sports, Hatter. We're talking about high school sports. We're not talking about the pros. We're talking about high school. Come on now. Not practice, not a game, but practice. You know what I'm saying? And they're making rules like that, like they're the Supreme Court. That is absolutely crazy, man. When people, so it's like people, again, when people say, well, they just shouldn't be able to do that. Well, the parents are part of they. It's not just the kids. Why are people being penalized for wanting something better? Now think about that. I'm being penalized because I want to better something. You know what I'm saying? I want a chance. Think about me. I'm Chris Walker. I went to Kirby Middle School. Jimmy knows this. I'm zoned to, could have been zoned to Smiley, but where my grandmother lived, I was zoned to Cashmere. Now, what if I was forced to go to Cashmere instead of going to Milby?
Well, that would have been great. Then you probably would have. You probably would have went to state instead of Milby getting their ass whipped. That's what that would have happened.
No. See, calm down now, because calm down now. So all my point is, in my point of view, in my estimation, based on the fact that I don't know if Cashmere ever had a Division I player, that I'm saying that other than Reggie Slater, me going to Milby changed the trajectory of my life. So what if I couldn't go to Milby? Maybe I don't go to Villanova. That's what I'm saying. Like, why limit people like that? I don't get that. We're talking about kids, man. This is not an AAU. Well, it's going to be like AAU. So the hell what? America, you can change jobs when you want, Hatter, right? You can choose to pay your taxes or you won't. There's ramifications against that. You can go eat at whatever restaurant you like. You don't like the service, you go here. But a kid can't go play high school wherever he wants. Come on, man. This is ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous, bro. The UIL in Texas drives me crazy. Just like the abortion thing, just like the voting thing, they do whatever they want. It's secession. They might as well get away from the United States because they don't give a damn about being part of the United States. They want to do whatever they want, and it's the same way in sports. That's the way I feel. Same way. Hey, what's the kid that just left Texas to go to Villanova? He saw it too. He said, I'm out of here, man. I'm out of the South. I'm going to Nova. What's the kid from Amarillo? What's his name?
The quarterback?
No, basketball player.
Oh, okay.
Brendan. You don't know who I'm talking about, Jimmy?
No, I didn't know who went to Villanova from Texas.
Yeah, kid from I'm gonna Google his name. Kid from I think Amarillo. Let me get it right now. My boy Ed Pinckney hit me with it the other morning. I don't know if that was fake news or not, but you start snatching them out of Texas, you already know they go there for.
Here's the thing, and you asked
Brandon Housen. That's his name, Brandon Housen.
Oh, okay, so I didn't know he was going to Villanova. Okay.
He's going to Villanova,
now,
yeah.
Here's the question. I mean, here's a possible answer. The same type of question that you just posed, Chris, people pose when it comes to government, city council, local leaders, school boards, and the common denominator of an answer is we need to do what we need to do to get some more people that think like us or have similar thoughts and views on certain narratives to get in place to vote on, to increase the odds, so to speak. That's the thing. More people that are of concern. Think about it like this. When the last time you heard somebody say that, let's say, for example, you have to be an employee, you don't have to be an employee of the UIL to be on the appeals committee. That's a variation of different people that it's kind of like that agrees to be on this panel, and you come and you sit there and you hear these cases and these situations. So that means but you have to be, I think, an employee of a school district. Now, I'm not sure if there's a retired persons on that panel or not. It's normally 7 people on that panel, if I'm not mistaken. That's how it was. It was 7 people. An odd number, because that way now you gotta be an odd number. So I'm waiting for one of the coaches. You guys can feel free if you want to call the hotline, if you want to speak, right, on the topic of PAPL forms, the transfer process, and your thoughts on how it can understand how it can change. But you have to realize, man, the rules are set there, no transferring for athletic purposes. But my thing is this, Chris, there's enough options out there. There's enough options out there for I'm talking about like charter schools and whatnot. If you want to go, the stars players that transfer, those are the ones that really move the needle. Because if Anthony Black was a marginal basketball player and made this move, they probably wouldn't even contested it.
So Jimmy, that's my point. Why is the rule that you can't make all the rules for the 1%? That doesn't make sense. So you punish the people that have talent? Is that what you do? Like, tell me how that works. What kind of country we live in where you punish the people that have talent? I'm not going to punish people because they're rich. They grew up rich. I don't think they should be punished. I think they should pay their fair share. But I'm not going to punish them. Like, why should you get punished? So what I'm saying is, and here's my thing. Why is the rule not the same? If a scrub wants to transfer, it should be the same damn way. And I feel like the scrub should be able to transfer too. Man, I don't get that. So you signed up to go to a school, you signing your life away. This is crazy. What the hell? To go play high school basketball? Come on, man. That doesn't make sense, man. When you go to college, they have what they call a letter of intent, okay? And they have what they call scholarship papers. Any college coach on this feed, you know what I'm talking about. Technically, you do not have to sign the letter of intent. It is not what you have to do. The scholarship papers binds the school to you. The letter of intent binds you to the school.
But if I don't sign the letter of intent, a guy like you ain't gonna let me come to the school.
Only if you take a check. First of all, not the good ones, Hatter.
Okay. My bad. Okay. I like that. I apologize.
Not the good one.
The pretty chick in the club don't buy drinks, okay?
She sure ain't.
She ain't spending no money.
Especially if you in the club.
You stupid. But my point is, the good players don't have to worry about that. You see what I'm saying? It's the dudes that are just so-so.
Right.
Or if you get an injury, you put your. But you guess what you have? Because I'm gonna tell you why I know this is the case. Who does this all the time? What sport in amateur athletics runs rampant with that nonsense of changing their mind? I mean, I don't believe it. I'm like, how do they do that? High school football dudes change their mind on their commitments all the time. They don't do that in basketball. Am I right? Tell me I'm wrong.
That's a good point.
Basketball don't do that.
I wonder why.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a football dude, but
it ain't about football being a football dude.
But basketball coaches, they don't do that, Hatter. They don't do that. I'm telling you, they don't change their mind.
You mean football coach? Wait a minute. Which culture you said don't change their mind?
Basketball, they don't change their mind.
And football players do it all the time.
All the damn time. And I'm trying to figure out why they do it all the time. They get flipped all the time.
Especially those freshmen, because the freshmen ain't going to play in the beginning anyway.
No, I'm not talking about before they get there. When they high school seniors,
they
make a commitment.
But I'm saying.
They don't sign nothing.
Yeah, they make, I got you. I see what you're saying.
He opened his recruit. I'm like, what?
So Jimmy, would it be different? You talk about, would it be different if they just go and do a quick marriage?
I mean, at this point, like I said,
would it change?
One thing about those deck hearings is they, like I say, those are like deposit. Those are like it's almost like going to traffic court.
But you can still get married.
No, it's like, what's the lady name? The Judge Judy. It's like going to Judge Judy.
Okay.
In a variation, it's a kangaroo court.
Okay.
So what happens is, Hal, I'm gonna tell you something. In my experience,
I'm just asking.
If you wasn't in that room, we got to reserve, because there could be stuff in that room that comes out. They produced. Somebody gonna find some text messages. Somebody gonna find some in today's society. Well, I'm just saying, because Chris, the rule is already set in the rule, and why does the rule have to be like it is? But the fact still remains, the rule is the rule. So right now in this situation,
but Jimmy, I remember a long time ago. We was at the other radio station. We had the same topic come up, and you told me, I don't know, talked about it online or offline, about the things that were disclosed in those meetings. And I said to myself, are you serious? You have to go in there and talk about all your personal business. And them people can tell you no, like you going to a court of law.
Yeah.
It's
wow.
insane, man.
And they can take your business, and they can take your business and do whatever they want, because they not.
No, better than that. Better than that. While you in that room, the person that's on the docket next up, they're sitting there listening. Yes.
It's insane.
They're sitting there listening. I'm telling you, my last time going to one, I sit there and I swear, I had me 2 granola bars in my pocket, my bag. I would sit there and I was pinching off my granola bar. I'm sitting there like, this shit good. And I'm just sitting there just grooving. I mean,
because you know, you like to see that kind of shit.
And what happens when you leave out though,
let me ask you a question, Adam.
People say, how the hell that kid get eligible? That didn't make no sense. And I'm like, well, if you would have been in that room, you'd have saw that presentation. You'd have heard what. Oh hell, it would. They were immaculate, but you got to be in the room.
But think about it. What you go into a thing, right? You go into a thing, and let's say you got a son.
Right.
I'm just throwing it out there.
I got one.
And your son's a really good player.
Yeah.
And the coach did some funny stuff. And you want to leave.
Yeah.
And they say, and you know what they say? No.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying, like,
now that's messed up. You're right, Chris.
Jewelry, man.
Absolutely.
I can think of several scenarios like that.
Absolutely.
You go to a school, it's an underperforming school, or you go someplace where the parent don't think the teaching is good, and just because or he's leaving because he's a good player, so you're being punished for having talent. So let me ask you a question: how do you punish a kid who? Because we have this situation in college all the time. I'm a really smart kid. I choose to leave. You don't punish me. leave this school, go to that school because I think that school's better and help me get in college. You don't punish that kid. So why are you punishing the athlete? People don't want sports to mean more than education, but every damn law and rule they make makes it that way. Telling you.
I like that.
Education is more important than sports. Then why are you making all these damn rules around sports then? See that echo still there. Anyway,
it
go
comes
on, Jim.
in and out. I'm trying to fix it.
I know you saw them Yankees win last night, Jim. I know you saw that.
Well, it's not on my side. The echo is not on my end. So on, then maybe disable your Bluetooth, and that probably couldn't solve it.
Chris, you got your Bluetooth on?
I don't have.
If you have any Bluetooth, if you have any Bluetooth
turn the volume.
device,
Turn the volume.
Let me go to my phone.
Yeah, turn the volume
or
of
turn your volume down a little bit
on your computer. Just turn the volume down on the computer. That's what I've been doing, trying to curb you, because it wasn't happening until y'all two came on. No, I'm just kidding.
Now here's a good question from Chris in regard to what you're talking about. This is understand, guys. Continue to give your thoughts on this topic, because collectively there may be a couple of solutions that can be galvanized out of this, but Angel Chris makes a good valid point, and the point is, he says an example of what happens when kids leave their neighborhood schools, right? You need an example. Just look at HISD, the schools on the east side, right? Your Milbys, your Chavez's, your Austin High schools, which they wasn't a basketball power for years, so to speak, anyway. But you got to lump them in, and then you go and you look over at your. So here's the deal. He says they're getting smaller and smaller due to students going to other HISD schools, because you can go wherever you want to go in your first year at HISD. So now everybody wants to go to Lamar. Everybody wants to go to Bel Air. Everybody wants to go to the Heights. It used to be West Side, but then West Side, people realize geographically, the Heights, Lamar, Bel Air, know what they all have in common? They all got brand new schools within the last 4 years.
That's what I was going to say. They built something new. And Chavez hurt Milby.
Chavez hurted Milby. And know what Chavez did? Chavez had a coach right there. They got talent. They had Jamal Fenton. They had Easy Aquari. They had all those guys come right in there on the heels of Milby. So you know what hurt Milby? Right when Milby was almost back 3 years ago. Remember? Milby they had the grandson of Juice Williams. Right?
Yeah.
Right. And then they also had the young fella that went to that came out of Arkansas. What's his name? That's at New Mexico right now.
Yeah, I remember that.
What's the young fella's name?
Let me say this. I forget his name.
But
I know
they both transferred out.
But Jimmy, let me address what Angel's saying. So think about what we're saying. So think about it again. It comes back to sports. You're telling me because a couple of kids decide to go elsewhere because they're we're not going to look at what's wrong with Jones. Let's not even do that. Let's blame the kids for something better, for wanting something different, for instead of going to school down the street, having to get on buses and be bussed everywhere, for wanting something better. So let's also talk about those neighborhoods. And again, I came from those neighborhoods. I get it. But I don't think the kids still should be punished because kids didn't want to go to Jesse H. Jones. I don't get that. Because Milby had the same situation. When they built Chavez, a lot of kids said, you know what, I'm going to Chavez because it's new. So build new schools. That's the other thing. Kids want to go where it's new. Kids want to go where it's energized. New facilities, new this. Dare I say it? Look what happened in the Heights. The Heights, by the way, was called what before it became the Heights? Reagan.
Yeah, but they had to change the name of that. Chris, that was part of the Confederate soldiers, and when they had all those names, that was part of that. They didn't just change names.
I'm not talking about the name, Jim. I'm talking about where it was. It was called Reagan, bro. Like Reagan was terrible in everything.
They wasn't a basketball powerhouse. They've had a day in the sunlight like Houston Austin
They was
did.
a raisin in the sun a million of years ago, Jimmy.
No, when Willie Bird was there, Reagan was solid when
Okay,
Willie
like
Bird
2
was there.
years. Reagan been on HID 100 years. They had 2 years. It was good.
Yeah,
You
I
know what I'm
understand. Every
talking
school
about.
had a day in the sun. Austin back in the
Right.
80s,
So-
they had
so-
Robert McLemore, Melvin
so let me ask you a
Swift,
question.
and those guys.
So let me ask you a question. Look at Yates High School. Look at their enrollment. You see what I'm saying? It's happening all over the city. So, Jimmy, when I was coming out of high school, and you know this, and I don't know if Hatter was around back then, there was no Summer Creek. That was barely an Humble high school. I don't even know if Humble was around. Yeah, it was. Freddie Ricks was
Yeah,
around.
Humble was around when Humble was
So
around.
what I'm saying is, you didn't even know all those other schools existed past Sugarland. I mean, Mo City. That stuff didn't exist out there back then. High Tower and all that stuff. Clear Creek. I mean, maybe Clear Creek did, but I'm talking about the other way. All the schools in Cypress. Those things were not available, bro. Maybe people are moving out. Less people are going to school in these neighborhoods, and let's address that issue. But still, let's not punish them because they want something that they perceive is better. That's all I'm saying. I don't get that. If I think my child got a better advantage, think about this. What I'm telling you right now. If people understand how much it costs to go to college, okay? Wrote about it in my book. College, people are chasing. The reason why these people are so fervent and crazy over summer basketball because they don't want to pay for college. They want their scholarship. So,
I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
So that's where the craziness and the frenzy comes from.
Okay.
Because this kid that's going to Villanova, that's 40 racks a year. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's more than people make in a year. We're talking about paying for your kid to go to college. So I don't know what it costs to go to University of Houston, in-state, or wherever. People can't afford that, man. That's what it is. So when people look at, well, they just want to transfer because of academic purposes. Man, let me tell you something. Most of the kids that transfer, and they going to get a scholarship. I just don't understand how it comes back to academics. How it comes back to athletics, and you're punishing somebody for having a talent, and because they want to take their talent somewhere else, all of a sudden they act like it's Pee Wee football where they stacking the deck, or they got the older kids and stuff. It's antiquated thinking, man.
I saw with Rod Wells.
Is it like that in Memphis, Hatter? Is it like that in Memphis? Is it like that in Memphis?
I don't know. I think yes. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because they was having problems when James Wiseman transferred from Nashville, a high school in Nashville, to go to Penny School, not Penny School, East High School. It was a whole lot of stuff. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And listen, I don't even want to say this because I don't know this, and Jimmy would know this more than me because football may be different. How many times is it our kids that can't do it? I would love to know the racial, the ethnicity, demographics of those meetings. And when you say star athletes, how many times is it us and how many times is it other cultures? Like, is it a tennis player? Is it a golfer?
It's all around. It's all around.
It might be all around, but I like to know the demographics though. I'd like to get some numbers on it.
And that would be something that to go and pursue and to think of, because understand it's public record. You know, like and as you mentioned, as Rod Wells just stated earlier in the Boomer Room on the YouTube feed, that those audio recordings, they record them all. Like I said, it's a kangaroo court. It's official. So you could go and access the recordings of those. I've actually looked in on Zoom since the pandemic on a couple of hearings in the last year. I've actually been at the UIL, not been there, zoomed in, and you can watch. I watched a couple of them. I told you a couple of them.
Yeah, you sent me the link. But I got a question for you.
I actually watched the
shameful. It's shameful.
I got a question for both of y'all.
You got to understand something, Chris. There are preconceived stereotypes that most people have. Many people on these panels, let's say if it's 7 people, there might be 2 blacks. If it's 7 people, there might be 3 from the city, from cities. Those other ones are going to be from rural areas. And you have to realize their thoughts of course, the sport, they look at black kids, might be sitting there trying to get a transfer. Oh, here goes another kid trying to get over in
Well,
their
see,
mind.
you're
And
making my point for me by saying that, though.
Yeah, yeah.
You're making my point for me by saying that, Jimmy, and
Yeah.
that's the problem.
But I got something for both of y'all. Can we add this? Can we add this? Rod Wells said, and ain't nobody touched on this point. He said the state executive committee, the SEC, is appointed. That committee is appointed by the commissioner of Texas Education Agency. Is the commissioner of the Texas Education Agency, is that an appointed position or is that an elected position? And if it is appointed or if it is elected, how do we address the people that are over them? See, we keep trying to mess around and worry about this. It's people over that committee. How can we, as the general public, get access to the state? What's that? The commissioner of the state education agency. Is he appointed, or is he about Hot Wheels, or is he an elected official? We got to figure that stuff out first. And then if we find out who the commissioner is and who runs the commissioner, then we put heat on his ass. That's how you get change in this thing. We can sit around here and talk about the transcripts and everything, but how stuff get changed, ladies and gentlemen, I've learned this. You got to start at the top. We keep down here at this level. Jimmy just said, them people, they just in there. They got preconceived notions. But the commissioner who appointed their ass, maybe we need to get to the person who appointed him. And then maybe we can get to the bottom of this thing.
I mean, it's good stuff. I mean, I'm reading some of the comments, and we can entertain some other comments you see. Because I'm noticing several people on here, a few of y'all have relatives that has been through this deck committee process. And I'm going to tell you, the difference between the deck committee, the atmosphere at DARE versus the UIL appeals process, the deck committee, it always feels that everybody's in a hurry. Like, nobody wants to be there. Talking about the panel. Like I got a whole lot of shit to do today. It's almost like doing jury duty. That's what it feels like, gauging the panels at the deck committees. It's like, okay, man, let's go and get this shit over with. So that means, are they paying attention? Are they listening? And sometimes they understand. Kenneth Gamble mentioned that if the previous coach if they check no for all 5 of those questions, if they don't check yes, then it doesn't even get to that point. Well,
Wow.
I can tell you one thing. I can tell you that 99% of the time you are absolutely right. But I've seen the 1% to whereas a kid got checked no, didn't transfer athletic purposes, and guess what happened? They
Denied.
still had to go to a deck hearing because that was an administrator that wondered, that had a question, had a concern that this coach, remember, this coach was he was in bad vibes with the administration. So they didn't really want, the hand was dealt, looking back, how you play the hand of cards out, looking back at the hand. They did not want this coach because they thought, in this particular instance, Chris, let me get in everybody. This is the situation that we talked about before with my nephew who moved from Louisiana, from Shreveport to Houston and lived with us. And we got granted guardianship. So we knew that part, that power of attorney. You got to get guardianship if you want to go that route. So we got guardianship over the nephew. all of the paperwork, which I personally went up to Losers Shreveport and met with the other coach. He knows me because I got his team into the McDonald's Texas Invitational a couple of years back, and so it was a good thing. Let it be known this ain't one of the moves because first of all, the kid wasn't talented like that, Chris. This wasn't nowhere near no Anthony Black, but the school that was the recipient, they knew that the kid that I was guardian. And here's what came across their ears and their eyes. Jim Hicks, who covers the basketball, he moving in a player
What's
to
next?
come to the school. We don't want to get in no trouble because we know Jim Hicks now. You know his history now. He got a past. So we don't need to get in no trouble, man. We want to make sure this stuff, I don't know, man. Let's check this stuff out. That's what, because now indirectly, that basketball team, that particular year was probably the best basketball team they had at that school since Joseph Blair played at Seed King. They didn't want Coach Woods, who's changed his name, he changed his name to Coach Muhammad. So you can understand how that feels, how that wrestles with certain people.
What Coach Woods is that? What Coach Woods we talking about?
He's moved out of the city. He's a coach now at another high school. His name was Lawrence Woods. He changed his name to Coach Muhammad. Understand something. So back then, this was the instance of this. Now understand, everything was checked off, guys, in case y'all didn't know that. The principal says, no, let's check into this. We had to have a deck hearing. And guess what they did?
Think about what you're saying. This is the very reason that they got rid of with kids when they wanted to transfer in college. They would have to go to the coach before they would have any rights. And the coach had all the power, and then they'd have to sit out and do what they call your residency. You don't have to do that anymore. You don't have to be subjected to that anymore. You want to leave? Now you're in jeopardy of losing your scholarship now. All you have to go to the compliance office and say, I want to leave. And there is nothing that coach can do about it. Because before, they could block it. So I dealt with a situation just yesterday. And it pissed me off to no end. Trying to help a young man, I'm not going to say where he's from. A coach, when this kid left this particular school, said, you'll never play at the highest level. I'll make sure of it. I'm like, hold on, homeboy. What you mean you're going to make, like, who are you? What do you mean you're going to make sure that they don't get to play at another level? A kid is transferring, a school calls to ask what happened or whatever. Because think about it, when you get divorced, it's probably not something good, but that don't stop people from getting remarried, right or wrong, Jimmy? You know what I'm saying? It probably wasn't something good, but people get remarried all the time. So now what this coach is trying to do is anybody that calls, poo-poo on this kid's name and his family. I'm sitting there going like, that's why the rule was put in place, because of dudes like you. Because you can't have something you want because you think you got the best school in the world and somebody was telling you no. You don't understand what I'm saying? When you giving me a scholarship, you ain't saving me. Coaches used to have this notion, particularly ones of the hue, I'm saving this dude from the hood. You ain't saving me from nothing, homeboy. Stop saying that. So what you save me from? I got people around me that care about me. What are you saving me from? You know what I'm saying? And so my thing is, you have that notion that they are doing something for you that they are, again, saving your life. You're in an environment where you probably 1% of who's walking around there, right? Using you. Now they're put in a situation where you can actually monetize some of your likeness. And coaches continue on with their career and makes X number of dollars and do all the stuff that they do. So my thing is, again, it comes back to, and I want to circle back to, kids and parents. That's why in AAU it don't bother me when they can leave. It never bothered me when a kid would want to leave. Because I had a couple of kids, very few, that would leave T-Mac or leave Texas Boys Athletic Club. And God bless them. I would still help them. They're not mine. You don't own these kids, people, because they live in your area code. Let these people go play wherever they want, man. I don't get that, man. It will never make sense to me, man. It will never make sense to me. So, again, these college is happening in college. That's why that rule was put in place, man. Nick Saban was trying to stop. Like, man, get out of here, Nick Saban. I ain't got to sit behind 7 dudes. I'm out of here, dude. Because of Alabama, you never were able to transfer in conference. That was unimaginable to transfer inside your conference. Sit 2 years, Jimmy. Sit 2 years. That rule was in place forever. Then Nick Saban was trying to stop dudes, stockpile all the talent, and then stop dudes from leaving when they weren't happy because they wanted to play. He's the reason why all this transfer portal is because of Nick Saban, bro. I'm telling you, that's who it's because of. So people can say whatever they want. It's a free market, bro. They should be able to go wherever they want to go. Tell the coaches to deal with it. They make money. Tell the universities to deal with it. It's the free market system. Stop blaming kids for having a choice. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. I will never understand that.
So, and of course, Kevin Freidman answers Hatter's question earlier. It appears that the head of the TA is appointed by the governor. So,
wow.
If and when the new governor get in place, that's like having a new athletic director in a program, right? Then that sets the stage for a change. And once again, no matter how you look around this stuff, it all points to politics. And the more and to the greater margin that we make some of our student athletes become privy to the understanding the principles of economics, everybody's not going to be a millionaire. Everybody's not going to be, going to make it financially. But if you understand the principles of economics, it goes all the way back to when Papa or Mama or your Aunt Thelma gave you a quarter. Did you go to the store and buy you a pack of Now Laters and some juice or some Boston baked beans? Or did you go and buy just the Now Laters and put for 11 cents and put the 14
and for what, Jimmy?
in your pocket?
And for what?
Did you save it? Those are principles of economics.
But for what? Why do they do it? What's the purpose?
Give
me the what for? Yeah, why do they put you through the rigmarole of all that kind of stuff? Why do they put you through all that craziness? Why do they make you go through all the hoops? Why do they do it? I want to know the why.
You talking about for the UIL?
Oh, period. Yeah, okay, let's just talk UIL. I just started talking about California. Why do they do it?
The rules are placed there and they've been there. That don't mean
Why?
They got to stay there.
But I'm saying, but why?
Because at the time when they started it, Chris, it was a majority of the people that probably voted at one point in time. I can assure you that is more blacks in the room or more minorities in the rooms nowadays than there were 30 years ago. But at the same time, they're in the room, but you have to be able to make and push and flip decisions in your favor.
Why was it ever done in the first place? What is the origin of saying we're not going to let people transfer? If he live in that neighborhood, he's zoned here, he can't go to school over there. Oh, but you know what? If they have a magnet program, we'll let them go to that school. But where was the magnet programs usually? You see what I'm saying? It's amazing.
Yates is a magnet program.
What?
Yates is a magnet program. They're communications.
Right. Was it always a magnet program?
Yes. Yates was always a magnet program.
So think about it. So again, I'm not saying, and again, Yates may be an outlier in that regard, but kids were like, I want to go. You mentioned before, I want to go to West Side.
Booker T. Washington has a magnet program.
But I hear what you're saying. But my point is, kids weren't trying to transfer to Booker T. Kids weren't trying to transfer to Yates. Yates maybe. Booker T maybe back in the day.
Well, yeah, Booker T they were, but they couldn't. See, the thing about Booker T is an asterisk because they have it really was two schools in one. Remember, it was a high school for engineers. So your ass couldn't be a regular student coming over to Booker T and trying to get into the engineering school. Now, Yates you didn't have to be an exceptional student athlete to be a communications major. I
Right.
really wanted to go to Yates when I got to high school, because at the time hip hop had just had just spiked upwards, and I wanted to be a DJ. So I had my turntables, and I was like, man, I want to go to community. But at the time, you know, the hood rules back then, and that's one of the things
No
you
doubt, no
asked
doubt.
about why to extract out. Chris, you understand one thing: when you living in certain communities, those communities thrive. Let's take North Shore, for example. You take North Shore, for example. North Shore High School, that community, they have like 2 high schools in the school district, Galena Park ISD. But
Right.
those that attend, as long as North Shore, it's a sense of extreme school spirit that circulates throughout the community when your school is winning. They won the state basketball championship in 2005. They've won multiple football championships in the past 10 years. The baseball program is even solid. The girls basketball program has had McDonald's All-Americans that came through there. The school spirit is spiraling upward. If you extract kids away, then what you risk happening is what you saw happen to C.E. King. It's what you saw. For example, Chris, for example, true story. When North Shore from 2 seasons ago, when they had that powerhouse team that was ranked in the top 5 in the country, 2 of those kids went to North Forest Middle School. That's the old Forest Brook back when you was in high school.
Right.
You went to Kirby Middle School, which feeds into Smiley.
Right.
I'll say this again. 2 of the stars from North Shore High School, that nationally acclaimed team that won and beat Duncanville on the Hail Mary, they were at North Forest. How do they end up North Forest? Go all the way to North Shore. They skipped over C.E. King, went to North Shore. You know, and this is what happened.
So here's my thing. Let me clarify two things.
North Forest becomes crippled.